Hello everyone, Coding Man here. That's right, Coding Man now, not so much Language Man these days, but more on that at the end of the video. So today, I'd like to show you what I've been working on for the past 2.5 years. Yeah, kind of crazy, but I've been making a website. This is it right here. It's called Cubing Contests. And yeah, it's kind of like the WCA, but for everything besides official events and official WCA competitions. Yeah, the title of this video is a bit clickbaity. It's basically the same thing just for other stuff, right? I just thought it would be useful for the community to have tools to organize meetups, unofficial events at WCA comps or unofficial comps in general. And yeah, this is now what my website has turned into. And we have quite a lot of users by this point. This is just the homepage, and here you can see a list of our contests, which is just a generic term that I came up with just to describe meetups or competitions or WCA competitions altogether. Yeah, this is just the list of upcoming comps. You can see we have a lot of different countries using my website. Bloody like all over the world, every continent I'm pretty sure is covered. Here you can filter by event, and we have quite a lot of events, so much so that we even have separate categories for them just to kind of organize them a bit better. We have WC events here, but obviously these are just going to be meetups and unofficial comps. WCA comps hold those through the WCA website. We have here unofficial events like FTO, Team Blind. We have these kinds of events like crazy blind stuff where people just do it at home and submit results. So there's no contests there, obviously. I should probably remove this from the contest list, but once we'll go to rankings, you'll see. And then, yeah, we have these other events that are just kind of random, not really super competitive or super interesting, but interesting enough to still have their own rankings and like comps and meetups and stuff. So yeah, we can go to the rankings here. You can see all the top results. Here we have this contest type thing where by default it only shows competitions, but if you select all, it'll also show meetup results, but that's not very important. And then here you will see these crazy blind events where there's no contests usually holding these. I don't think any of these have ever been held at an actual comp or meetup. There is also a records page where you can see all the records for the different categories that we have. Here you can see all the crazy extreme blind stuff where we have even 11 by 11 blindfolded. Hopefully soon Graham gets 12 by 12 blindfolded. He is really trying hard right now. He's had like almost 30 attempts, I think, at this point. But yeah, anyways. But what I really want to show you is this, the moderator dashboard, which is the most critical, most complex part of the website, where we have all the different features you need for creating contests, creating events, entering results, managing like the different competitors and their details. This is actually the admin view that I get because I'm one of the admins on the website. And here I can see all the latest competitions. Some of these still need to be approved. We actually have a team of admins that's helping out. If any of them are watching, huge thanks. And here also, this is an admin only feature. We have a bit of stats, total contests that have ever been held through the website, total competitors we have in the database. Users is not very important right now. Most of those are moderators because most of the users actually just go to the public pages. They don't need an account for that. Although we are going to have registration in the future, in the foreseeable future, where you can actually sign up to a competition through the website. Right now, people just do like Google Forms or something for that. But we're definitely going to improve that process. And then 26,000 results have ever been entered into Cubing contests. So that's a fair bit. And we get like hundreds of thousands of page views every month at this point. Low hundreds, I think, but I'm pretty sure it's already past 100,000 monthly visits. But yeah, here you can see you can create a new contest, and let's just take as an example, I don't know, Euro 2024. That was a great comp that I went to myself. And if it's a WCA comp, you can actually just import all the details. Makes it a lot easier. And here it just autofills it from the public WCA API. And then you can select your events. Let's say you want FTO, and then you can set up a schedule, enter a room, whatever, all the boring stuff. We do have this like honorary dues system where you can donate to the website based on the number of competitors you had. And yeah, it just kind of helps keep it afloat. Although we've not had that many donations lately. I've mostly been paying for the website out of pocket. But I do have some more ideas for expanding our funding. We do have these affiliate links, as you may have noticed now. Hopefully that adds some more income. But in any case, I try to mostly keep it for the benefit of the community. Although I will say it would be fun to actually be able to do this to dedicate more of my time to this and kind of work on this part-time as a self-sustaining project sort of. Right now I just have to do it in my free time, which sometimes there's not enough of. There is a lot that I want to do with this website. But yeah, back to this stuff. You have a page for managing your competitor details. Here, this is admin only, of course. We have this page for giving people moderator access. There's this page for just the video-based results, the ones where people solve at home and then submit a video. And then we actually have a page where we can configure all the different events and add new ones and yeah, edit the details. So that's pretty cool. And then last but not least, you obviously have your data entry page, kind of the most essential part of a website like this, where you can enter new results, edit them, delete them, go through the different rounds. This one only has one round of one event. But yeah, it's basically like WCA Live. Recently, I've been hard at work on a massive update to this website. Actually, I just ended up referring to it as the big update because it just kind of stuck over time. But yeah, I basically went through and started rewriting the entire backend. I'll try to keep this not too technical, but basically there's the front end that's in your browser, all the stuff that you can see here. Then there's the back end, which is on the server. And then the server decides what to do whenever you submit a new result or a new competition and so on. And yeah, all that code I wrote like 2 years ago, when I was not nearly as experienced with web development as I am now, or software development in general. And I learned a lot since then. And whenever I go back to the old code for the backend, I really have a hard time, and it was really not fun. So in February of this year, I started rewriting all of it. I was actually initially only going to change our registration system for like creating an account, but I ended up just expanding the scope of this and just ended up rewriting everything. Yeah, this is it right now. It's just running locally on my computer. But yeah, I rewrote almost everything already. There's some critical features still that I need to re-implement. But yeah, this is that page for the list of contests. There is actually this new region filter. We did not have this before, but now if you want to see what comps there are here in Europe, you can see all of them here. And yeah, it basically just sorts by region. Same thing that we had on the rankings page. Speaking of which, the rankings page and the records page, I still need to re-implement. Those shouldn't be too difficult, but I do need to get on that. The rules page has already been done. And right now I am hard at work on all the stuff in the mod dashboard. So yeah, this is now the updated page. Right now, we don't have any of those stats. That'll be added in the future. I'll actually get on that in a second. But yeah, basically I rebuilt the same stuff. It might seem a bit underwhelming because I'm basically showing all the same stuff. But this was an incredible amount of work because now the entire backend of the website, like all the logic, is just completely rewritten. The front end stuff is mostly the same, besides the parts where it interacts with the backend. So like all this UI stuff is pretty much all the same. But yeah, I rewrote all the backend code, and I am so much happier with the code now. What this means for the future is that it'll be much easier to add new features, to just maintain the website in general. It's just going to be a much better experience for developers, which is mostly me right now. But yeah, the actual effect of that will be that new features will come out more quickly. And yeah, most of the stuff has been redone. All this stuff has been redone. The create new contest page has been redone, although I do still need to add the edit contest feature. Right now, you can only create one, not edit one. And then on the data entry page, right now you can only add a new result. You can't delete or edit results. I'll add that back as well. All this stuff that's missing is just stuff that was already there that I still just need to add back. And also something that's important is that I've been covering the most important parts with many tests to make sure it all works correctly, and that whenever you update that part of the code, that it doesn't just all break all of a sudden because you forgot that there was a bug or something. Right here, these are the tests for entering results. And this stuff is so complicated. I had to figure out all the different cases of like all the different possibilities of how a result could be set, how it could break a record, the different kinds of records, because actually something that's new in this update is the different types of records, because before we only had world records, and now we're going to have national, continental records, the stuff you would expect. Not yet personal records, that'll come in the future, but you do have continental and national records. Here I could show as an example, perhaps myself. Oh, that's a little visual bug. I'll have to fix that. And then let's say my friend Roman Strakov. This is actually an interesting example because this one is a team event. Well, we're lucky that both of us are from Russia. Not sure about that, but we are lucky that we're from the same country, because you'll see that if I enter a result, actually, let's make it a record result. You'll see here, actually, there's the preview that shows that it's going to be a record, both for single and for average. And I can submit that, and then you can see it's a record. But if it was, let's say, one of our admins, Ben Streeter, and then, I don't know, Felix Zemdex. Do we actually? Yeah, we do have him in the database. They are from different countries. So now let's see if they get a result that's worse than that one, but that it would be the previous world record and definitely would be some kind of national or continental record. You see, it's not a record of any kind, because obviously they're from different countries and they're also from a different continent. Felix here is from Australia. So, but then we could also come up with an example where, all right, let's say we have these two competitors who are from the same continent but not country, and they're not from Europe. So here, this should definitely be a continental record for North America. And you can see XNAR. X is just a prefix that I came up with just for like exclusive cubing contests records, just so it doesn't conflict with actual official WCA records. But yeah, you can see this is a North American record because they are a team. Both of them are from North America, even though they're from a different country. Yeah, and just me explaining it probably sounds a bit complex. Imagine how the code was, because, oh my God, I've been bashing my head against the wall, but it is basically all done. I do still need to write a few more tests exactly for this stuff for the team events. But at least in practice, it seems like it works correctly. So yeah, I'll get on that and then just finish up the last few features, the editing stuff. And then, yeah, the update should be ready to release probably in January. Something that's really big that I'm really excited about, but is not really important for users, is that now we're going to be using Supabase as our database and like analytics solution. Like, it's a lot of features in one. I'm not using the authentication from here, but we do have our database on Supabase. So if we go to the table editor, here I can go to results, and then you can see all the results, and I can edit these directly. Like usually I would have to go in my terminal and open up a new terminal, SSH into the server, then open the database through the command line. Like this is such a hassle. And now we're just gonna have a web like interface, and I could just go here and directly edit the value. Now, I guess while I'm here, I might as well show you that we do have encryption. So this is just the admin test user that I showed, where the password is just CC for Cubing Contest. Here you can see in the password column is just a jumbled mess. It definitely does not look like CC. So yeah, we do have the password hashing and salting and all that, if you want the technical terms. After the big update, we're going to be using BetterAuth as our authentication library. And yeah, here there is a feature in Supabase for storage, although I'm not using that for now. So here you can have actual files. And there's this thing for edge functions, not using that yet. And then something that's new that I said I would get to is this. We have logs and analytics. And here I can see all the requests coming in and like basically the application logs. I can see what's happening and get some good data about the usage of the website. Here we can see when I created that result, we can see there was a new record, and then the other results that I entered, like all that's being logged. This was so incredibly difficult to set up because Supabase have their own service that you can pay for. And I kind of did not want to do that, partly because I might as well just do it myself and not pay, but partly also because I wanted to build Cubing Contests in such a way that someone else who wanted to do kind of their own thing, like maybe a university cubing club where they just want their own local results, they don't want global rankings. I wanted to set it up in such a way that they could spin up their own instance of cubing contests and then use that. And then they could call it something else. It doesn't have to be called cubing contests. And because this is an open source project, that is possible. So yeah, I'm very, very excited that I was able to get it to work in the end. This was really not easy, and I would say it's definitely paid off. Or I guess it will pay off once I actually release this update. But like I said, that's going to be soon now. And I guess lastly, I can just talk about what's next for the project. So once this is released, obviously I'm going to need some time to fix any bugs that might be found, which is definitely going to happen after such a massive update. But the next major feature that I'm planning to add is going to be registration. So when you can actually set up an account and then tie like a profile to your account that says your details, like your name and country. And then you can actually register for a competition, and then there'll be a list that shows the list of competitors that are signed up. This is something that's been really missing for a long time, that's been really needed. And yeah, I'm glad that the code base is now in such a good state where adding something like that is going to be easier than it would have been before. I mean, I could have still definitely added it before, but like I said, I'm just happier with this code. I'm much more proud of the current or the upcoming state of the Cubing Contest code base. You can probably relate more if you are a developer yourself, but just trust me, it is so much better. And then yeah, besides registration, in the future I would like to add things like competitor profiles, like actual public pages where you can see the person's personal results, personal bests, competitions they've been to, and like basically the same stuff you would see on the WCA website. A bit further in the future, I could probably add some brand new features for the people who support us financially. And yeah, I think it would be nice to have some sort of reward because right now it's basically just a thank you. Speaking of which, if you would like to support this project, we do have a donations page. Right now that just goes directly to me because I'm the only developer for the website. But yeah, please donate if you would like to support this project. And yeah, there's definitely a lot more coming. But that's about everything I wanted to talk about. Thank you very much for watching. And I did mention at the start of the video that I would get back to that point about the language learning stuff. So yeah, you may have noticed that there haven't been any videos for a year. And I don't really know what to say other than I've not been that enthusiastic about language learning lately. I am still kind of using them in my day-to-day life. I am still reading my Japanese book, although very slowly, but nonetheless. And I do have other sources of exposure to Japanese, and like I do practice it, and I have not forgotten it. And obviously, I'm using German in my day-to-day life at work, and yeah, I live in Germany, so that's a lot easier. But I've just not really had the time or motivation to really actively do language learning like I used to. I've just been so excited about learning about web development and just software development in general. That's what I've been really, really putting a lot of my time and effort into over the past 3, 4 years. You may actually notice the transition over time because even when I was doing language stuff, I showed my kanji sorter web app where I made like a JavaScript application to be able to sort out like kanji and filter them from pieces of Japanese text or like entire books if you wanted to. I'll leave a link to that in the description in case you haven't seen that before. There was the stat tracker app that I made at one point. I do actually use that whenever I go to the gym. But yeah, there's just been this gradual transition towards programming languages instead of human languages. I don't think I am done with language learning at all. I just think at this stage in my life, that is not what I want to dedicate most of my time to like I used to in the past. So moving forward, I think most of my content will be focused on IT, like coding, basically like this video. I might gradually get more and more technical as well. I hope that I have enough viewers who are interested in coding and all that stuff. So definitely subscribe if you want to see more of that. But yeah, that's about everything. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.